Thank you, everybody. Aloha. My name is Brian Jorgensen. I am the sales manager for Standard Textile in the Western region. It's an honor to be here in Hawaii, let alone to be in front of all of you at the Hawaii chapter. I paid my share of traveling throughout the region, the Western region on the mainland, and I can tell you that there's no other committee, association, or anyone out there that's as loyal and dedicated as the Hawaii chapter. I just want to let you guys know that. Oh, thank you. As I was saying. So, anyway, I just wanted to compliment you guys because there's no one else out there like you guys that takes it like this, so good job. Today, what we're going to do is briefly discuss who Standard Textile is, what we do, but more importantly, focus on the process of textiles and solutions that we implement in our textiles for the housekeepers. If I start talking too fast, just throw something at me.
I'll talk.
I know you will. All right, so let's begin. Standard Textile was founded in 1940. We're made up of 4 core divisions. One of them is healthcare, where we manufacture all types of textiles, linens, towels, for patient apparel, scrubs, all that kind of good stuff for the healthcare division. Hospitality, same thing, minus all the scrubs and lab coats, but we do high-end textiles for the hotels. Decorative products, which is another division of ours, is where it kind of goes hand over hand with healthcare and hospitality. And our decorative product division is where we manufacture custom draperies, shears, drapes, roller shades, valances, cornice boards. And then when it comes to bedding, we manufacture custom bed skirts, duvets, shams, and all that, everything you find on a bed. On the healthcare side, same thing, roller shades, window treatments, but also privacy curtains as well is a big product of ours. Workwear apparel, our last division is where we manufacture custom workwear, industrial uniforms, chef coats, cook shirts for a lot of the major laundry companies around the world. We have 26 mills that we own and operate. We have that are basically all over the world. 5 of them are in the U.S., which we're very proud of. We have 7 distribution centers strategically placed throughout the country to deliver our products to our customers within a 1 to 2 day delivery point. We're vertically integrated, meaning that we basically start at the raw fiber and we move ourselves all the way into the end product, which is a great thing because we can basically control our destiny, look at quality control, ship on time, which is very important. These are just some pictures of the global supply chain. I don't know if you can see them, but there's France, Belgium, Jordan, Nicaragua, China, Mexico, Israel, and so on. You can see just the different rooms, different mills. There's weaving machines, there's cut and sew operations, and it's really just spread out throughout the world. What we do, how we help our customers succeed. Expertise. We basically start by innovating products that reduce operational costs for our customers. We're all about innovation, which is manufacturing and developing products for our customers. We come into our customers, we listen to you, find out what the struggles are, what would make your life easier. We come back to the drawing board and put it together, manufacture, bring out products that are specifically designed for you. End-to-end solutions, again, vertically integrated, starting from the beginning and all the way to the end, including special laundry programs that we have, software programs that we implement at the commercial laundries that help reduce utilization, processing, and distribution. And we're all things fabric. We're all things fabric in the rooms, the common areas, in the laundry, and so on. This is just some information. It's basically at our headquarters. We're all about research and development. We have a product development center at our headquarters where we manufacture. We can basically take and manufacture out of any fiber. It's basically a mini mill, if you will, but we can turn around samples and prototypes within a few days for you. We have a commercial laundry at our headquarters so we can test products and make sure the products hold up before we release them or introduce them into the marketplace. And also a state-of-the-art laboratory where we can also do all kinds of testing on the products, whether it's tensile strength, shrinkage, coloring, everything you possibly think of. We have a global institute for innovation where we basically come into a special room, and again, we brainstorm, think of ideas. As you know, I'll continue to say innovation because that's who we are. Solutions for sustainable challenges. We constantly manufacture products to reduce our carbon footprint. We know that every day it becomes harder and harder out there, so we basically are making products that are engineered. One is our products arrive room ready to your properties, so you don't have to wash them when they arrive. It saves a lot of electricity, a lot of water, a lot of chemicals. We use recycled sustainable fibers in our products. And we have a line called E-Star, which is polyester rich, which reduces dry times and lasts longer. Proteus is another system we have for commercial laundries that reduces chemicals and electricity. Supply chain programs, energy generation utilization, excuse me. And what that is basically some of our mills are run by hydroelectricity. We have water canals around the sides of our mills, so where they go through generators, produce electricity for all of our looms. Water consumption treatments at our finishing plants. We have treatments where the water is recycled and used over and over again. And input and byproduct recycling. We're constantly recycling any wasted yarns, any yarn cones, and corrugated. We use less package than most, and it's just really important to us is the green footprint that we have out there. All right. So textile fundamentals, I'm briefly going to just go over how textiles are made. We won't bore you too much. But beginning fiber. Textile fabrics are manufactured from an ever-increasing multitude of natural synthetic fibers. Just to show you some of the fibers out in the marketplace, there's several different ones, both natural and synthetic. The two most popular fibers in our industry is obviously cotton and polyester. Cotton and polyester both have advantages and disadvantages. Just to kind of go side by side. Cotton, we all know, is very soft. Polyester, not as soft. Cotton's breathable. Polyester, not as breathable. Cotton is known for its whiteness retention, and it releases stains because it's a cellulosic fiber. Polyester is known to turn gray. It's an oleophilic fiber, so it attracts stains. Cotton, the negative side of cotton is that it shrinks. Polyester has very little shrinkage. It has an extended drying time because it absorbs a lot of moisture, so it takes a little longer to dry. Where polyester doesn't absorb, it kind of wicks away, it's quick drying. Cotton must be ironed to look good. Polyester, if you process it right, it does not need to be ironed. And again, and the last thing, cotton is weak without support of a synthetic or a polyester fiber, where polyester, of course, is a very durable, strong fiber. So those are the advantages and disadvantages of both. Natural fibers must be harvested or extracted via distillation process. Synthetic fibers are extruded from the liquid polymer. Whether natural or synthetic, all fibers must be processed in order to be rendered usable for fabric formation. Basically, the flow of natural fiber processing, as you all know, cotton is harvested by the farmers, baled up, sent into spinning companies. Companies come in, they open up bales, and they basically put them in carding machines, which kind of comes in. It's a machine that separates and somewhat cleans the yarn, separates the long staple versus the short stapled cotton. And then it's drawn out on a table, basically flattened out. And then this sliver lapping is basically the next step, where it's kind of separated out. And then combing is a very important term or process of the processing stage. Basically, what combing is, it's a second set of cleaning. Combing basically cleans out all the cotton, releases, takes out all the short staples, all the harsh staples, and basically separates it all out so you have a finer yarn, which I'll show you in a second. Roving basically puts it into kind of rope-like form, and then it goes into the spinning, and then it goes into winding to make up the yarn. Combed cotton and carded cotton. Combed cotton, you'll see it, again, it removes all the small waste yarn. It's an extra process to clean. So you find it's usually a little more expensive. It makes the fiber stronger, finer, and most definitely smoother as well. So carded contains a small waste, it's not as thoroughly clean, it's less strong, it's coarser, and it's a harsher fiber. Open-end yarn versus ring-spun yarn. You'll find open-end yarn is less expensive in the market. It's more pushed together and kind of wrapped with the fiber to hold together. Ring-spun you'll find is more expensive as it's pulled together. It's a harder process to do. Ring-spun is stronger than open-end. It's about 30% higher in tensile strength. This slide basically will show you the difference between spun and filament yarn. Spun yarn is basically all loose fibers aligned. You can see them down below, the difference between them. They're twisted together to form a stronger yarn, a more bulkier yarn, and you'll find that they're not as smooth. And then when you get to filament polyester, filament is an extruded fiber, which is very strong, smooth, and not bulky. And I think another slide gives me another picture here of a filament yarn. Here's the natural fiber process. You can see the bales in the left corner. Goes over into the carding machine. Kind of gives you a better, picture of it all. Goes down to the spinning and then the twisting machine. So that's the fiber process. Synthetic fiber process. You see on the bottom, that's the extruded filament polyester. It basically comes out, if you think of a shower head, comes out in long continuous strands of fiber. That fiber can then be cut up into short staples or kept into long fibers as is what we do. Synthetic fiber goes through a whole process of just being broken down by different acids and chemicals and then being brought down and pushed out through an extrusion of the filament yarn as you see below. Again, natural fibers, synthetic or blended. Spun fibers is ring spinning, open-end spinning, Marietta jet spun. Filament yarn is a monofilament, which is basically kind of like a fishing line, excuse me. And then multi-filament, which is also made of microfiber as well. There's a couple different pictures of ring spun versus open end. Ring spun is basically a ring and a traveler method, which I'll give you the true definition here after this. But and then there's the open end as well. So that's kind of the diagram of how it works. Ring spinning is basically a system of yarn spinning using a ring and traveler taken up wherein the drafting and roving and twisting and winding of the yarn onto the bobbin proceeds simultaneously and continuously. Don't expect you to remember all this, but just so you know. Where open end is yarn spinning based on a concept of you twist into the yarn. Okay? You find a lot of companies out there pushing ring spun just because they feel it's it's a little higher quality. And there's air jet spinning as well, which is done by wrapping fibers in a core stream and then put into different air jet chambers. Okay. Going into the weave of a textile, most of us are used to a plain weave. That's what most of the sheets and towels and products are out in the industry today. There's several different weaves. There's twill weave, which is more like blue jeans or denim. There's satin, sateen. All the different weaves basically play out a different hand, a different durability factor. But again, most of the ones that we're used to in the marketplace today is plain weave. Flat, two-dimensional. There's three-dimensional, which is terry because of the pile fabric. In a weave, in a general weave, there's basically the warp yarn, which is basically north to south or head to toe. And then there's what they call the fill yarn, which is basically, east to west or side to side. And what that basically makes is a consistent weave, plain weave. When you hear what's the thread count is basically the amount of threads within a square inch of the fabric. Okay. Finishing process. Finishing process is a major part of the manufacturing stage. Finishing could be bleaching, dyeing, or printing. Obviously bleaching is when fabric come out of the mills, they're in the gray stage, which is basically a beige material, a beige color, because it hasn't been treated yet as a finished product. So basically what they'll do is they'll stick it in what looks like a huge washing machine, dump in a bunch of bleach or chemicals that bleach the product to give it that white fresh look. Dyeing, same basic thing, put it in a big washing machine, and they add coloring to it. So you'll see beige sheets, black, all kinds of different ways. So that's what dyeing is. Printing gets basically laid out on a big table or machine, and it kind of just comes out and prints out whatever print you want on it. Heat setting, napping, basically other different ways of finishing. Napping is basically, you find that more in healthcare with baby blankets and bath blankets. It's basically where the fabric gets rolled over, huge rollers, like a steamroller kind of effect, and there's little fish hooks all over the roller, so it kind of like grabs onto the fabric and gives it more like a fleece material feel, gives it a real soft feel. Pressing, calendaring, these are different ways of also running through big rollers that kind of heat or imprint different designs on the fabrics. Let's see. Setting port technology, I won't get too deep with this. This is a weaving platform from Standard Textile. It's basically where we use ring spun comb cotton in the warp direction, filament yarn in the fill direction. In the towels, it's just where it's all microfilament yarn. So in a towel, just to give you a quick example, traditional towel, the weight of a towel is basically 20% of the weight is in the weft yarn, and 20% is in the ground warp. That's basically the base cloth of the towel. Okay, basically in the base of the towel. What everyone's really critiquing a towel on is the pile yarn, it's the loop yarn. That's what everyone wants to critique a towel on. It's the absorbency, the plushness, and what it feels like. So that's a traditional towel. Arsenium towels, because the microfilament yarn is significantly stronger, we only put 10% of the weight in the fill direction. So we have 20 in the warp, 10 in the fill, and then we reproduce it or put in 10% extra weight into the pile, which makes it kind of bulkier, plusher, more thirsty to towel. So that's basically what that is. Sending cord technology, it's again weaving technology from Standard Textile. It feels better, it absorbs more and faster, it provides extraordinary strength, and offers an extended service life. Sending on the sheeting, again, it's all in the fill direction, microfilament yarn, 100% ring spun comb cotton in the warp direction. So you're basically, our guests are getting that luxurious feel of an all cotton sheet, which is what we all like. However, the operational standpoint is getting a product that's as durable as an all polyester sheet. So you get that reduced operational cost. And again, it feels better, exceptional whiteness because the surface is cellulosic fiber, which releases stains, provides extraordinary strength, and offers extended service life.